Hey everyone, Star Wars The Bad Batch's three-season series just wrapped, bringing Clone Force 99 some much-needed closure. There are a lot of films and series that flesh out the Star Wars universe, and The Bad Batch brings into focus the importance of the clones Omega and this group of defective clones that comprise Clone Force 99. And just a heads up that there will be some really light spoilers since I'm reviewing the Bad Batch series as a whole rather than just the final season. Remember, if you like this review, please do give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe for more videos because YouTube, it's a beast. And it would give me immense pleasure to have you give it the thumb. All right, everybody. So let's get into the series. The Bad Batch is yet another Star Wars spin-off from Disney. It can feel a bit overwhelming, especially if you are new or not up to date on all the series. However, I think it's a safe bet that if you understand the Clone Wars happened, that Clone Force 99 is a rogue unit that was able to defy Order 66, which is the order to kill Jedi, and that the Bad Batch crew are now on the run from the Empire. You will know pretty much all you need to know to watch this series and feel pretty good about it. So this really is a decent entry point into the Star Wars universe. The Bad Batch series picks up after the end of the Clone Wars, which is really good, by the way. So after the Clone Wars, taking on this deep dive into how Clone Force 99 survived following the execution of Order 66, the destruction of the Republic, and the decimation of the Jedi. We see what life is like now for this group of clones struggling to survive while staying off the Empire's radar, a task that is increasingly difficult after bringing Omega, a young female clone who has been given the ability to age naturally. So after they bring Omega into their tight-knit group, it really does complicate their survival. So from Hunter to Tech, Wrecker, and Echo, all of the members of Clone Force 99 have a really important role to play in this series. But honestly, I really feel like it's Crosshair and Omega who have the most significant character arcs and personal growth in the series. Omega learns the secret behind her importance to the Empire, and that if she's captured, it will mean a lifetime of imprisonment and testing at best. But she doesn't let that stop her from doing what's right for her brothers. And then there's Crosshair, who always fell back on the safety and security of following orders like a good clone soldier, only to realize that he put his trust into the wrong people. His character arc is by far one of the most compelling because he experiences true growth born out of his own personal failures, driving him to evolve into a better person, not just a better clone. There are so many themes and storylines that go through the Bad Batch series, but there are three that stand out as essential to the franchise itself. These themes within the Bad Batch drive so many of the storylines forward, and they go a long way toward connecting the fragile or previously missing threads within the larger Star Wars universe. And they are redemption, loyalty, and hope. I think the most important theme in the Bad Batch series really is redemption. Order 66 caused the clones to turn on the Jedi, murdering their friends and military commanders. And it led to the destruction of the Republic and the rise of the Empire. Their brothers were then summarily replaced with non-clones, and they were eventually rounded up and imprisoned, murdered, or used for experiments on Tantus. While Order 66 wasn't their fault, and most of them could not disobey it because their programming wouldn't let them, the clones and Clone Force 99 still feel like they have a lot to make up for. The Bad Batch addresses this need. While loyalty isn't unique to Clone Force 99, the level of their dedication to each other and to Omega, it really is special. I would even argue that their loyalty is essential for the plots to rescue Omega, Crosshair, and the rest of the clones who are imprisoned on Tantus. I feel like it must have been explicitly stated somewhere that the reason the Empire did away with the clones is because the Emperor felt their intrinsic loyalty was to each other and not to the Empire. I mean, they were loyal to the Republic and they were loyal to the Jedi for so long. So that loyalty really does make them a threat to the Empire when you get down to it. But my brain just is not remembering this clearly, and I know that one of you remember. So please drop a comment below and let me know. Am I right in this or am I wrong? In any case, season 3 of The Bad Batch explores the theme of loyalty more deeply than any other stories in the entire franchise, and it creates some of the most powerful episodes because of it. It gives Crosshair hope as he struggles to come to terms with who he is, what he has done, and what he's willing to sacrifice of himself for the chance of redemption. Crosshair's emotional and psychological journey is especially poignant because it is rooted in Omega's unwavering loyalty to him and others. The final theme that I want to dig into is no surprise. It's hope. Hope is the very thing that every series and prequel was building toward as all of those stories kind of knit together into that iconic moment when R2-D2 shares Princess Leia's message for Obi-Wan Kenobi with Luke Skywalker in the original Star Wars film. Hope is a special theme for the clones in that it's something that they were just not afforded. They were never given hope. It wasn't an option. They were born, raised, and trained for a purpose to fight and die for the safety and security of the Republic. However, after Order 66, a transformational change happened with the clones, and the Bad Batch explores how the emergence of hope impacted Clone Force 99 and the others. Sometimes the most powerful force in the universe, it is not a Jedi full of all those midichlorian, but someone who actually cares about you, someone who won't leave you behind no matter what. There are a ton of story threads that the Bad Batch actually ties up, but the thread of hope is catalyzed in the final episode of the series as the Empire turns its resources over to Project Stardust. Redemption, loyalty, and hope, these are some big themes, and the way they come together in the Bad Batch, it drives this series forward, as well as other series like Star Wars Rebels, Andor, and the Kenobi series, along with some of the films like Solo and Rogue One. When viewed in conjunction with these other stories, we can see how the shape of the Star Wars universe really just kind of comes together in A New Hope due to the impacts of the choices made by Omega and Clone Force 99. And that's all revealed in the Bad Batch. This really all does come together in the final episode and the final scene of the Bad Batch series when Omega sets off to join the rebellion right around the same time that Rogue One takes place. Viewers are given a unique perspective in understanding the layers of meaning and connections that Omega represents to the franchise as a person who made this version of the Rebel Alliance possible by having her data on Tantus destroyed and then by being lost to the Empire. As a result, General Tarkin ordered that all resources on midichlorian cloning research be redirected to Project Stardust, which is the project that Jyn Erso's father is working on as he builds the Death Star, the most terrifying object in the galaxy, which ultimately solidifies the formation of the Rebel Alliance. Now let's just put that together. If Omega's research wasn't destroyed, if the knowledge of her didn't basically evaporate, the Empire would have kept their focus on her and not as much on Project Stardust. So what happened in the Bad Batch really had a direct impact on everything that happens after. And one thing that we can be sure about, Dave Filoni would never have invested so much time and storytelling into the Bad Batch, cloning, and Baby Jedi if Omega wasn't critical to supporting how Palpatine's cloned body could mysteriously exist in the rise of Skywalker. It was a huge, huge plot hole. If there's one thing that Dave Filoni is a master of, it's storytelling strategy. He figures out how to fix these things. He excels at creating a strong fabric of interconnected stories from a bunch of loose dangling threads, giving them purpose and intention within the larger Star Wars universe. Looking back at the Bad Batch series, its greatest achievement really is filling a cosmic-sized plot hole that surfaced in The Rise of Skywalker with Emperor Palpatine. While the issue of cloning and research was hinted at in The Mandalorian with the research that they were doing on Grogu, it is the Bad Batch series that illuminates Palpatine's long game and his interest in genetic research designed to clone Jedi. No, designed to clone Sith, since the Emperor, he doesn't have any use for Jedi. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just my mad conspiracy theory brain peeking through. Conspiracy theory or not, the timing would make perfect sense for developing a Sith clone in a far-off galaxy, with Omega leaving Clone Force 99 as a 20-something adult to join the rebellion. It's entirely possible that somehow the Emperor captures her and they are able to get her clone data again. It would leave just enough time for work to begin on midichlorian cloning right before A New Hope begins. So I have to ask, will we see Omega in Andor Season 2, placing her firmly in the battle to uncover Project Stardust, which would really bring her full circle with her story? Or will we see her in Ahsoka Season 2 as a much older Omega who is trapped in that far-off galaxy where something particularly bad is brewing and they need some Siths to show up to finish the cloning research? Or will she show up in Morgan Elsbeth's new series? What do you think about Omega's potential connections to these other storylines? I would love to know. Thanks, everyone. I love talking about Star Wars, and I definitely want to hear your thoughts, your story strategies, and your theories, no matter how wild they are. I can't wait to see what Dave Filoni will do next, because at this point, I feel like we are all part of the Star Wars storyverse. So be sure to leave a comment, even if it's to tell me how wrong I am or how right I am. So let's chat. All right, everybody, if you like this review, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all again soon. In the meantime, happy viewing. I'll see you later. Bye.